All right, we're going to talk about some Bootboy and glam rock from the 70s. Kind of the early skinheads. We're in 69. It's kind of post that, pre-Oi skinhead. Just a working class rock and roll. And I'm going to just show new releases I got because I collect a lot of that stuff. We're going to play a killer track by a band called Blackfire, actually from the Netherlands glam rock. Probably around 1975 or 74, somewhere around there. Come and do it. Come on and do it. We're gonna just do it's all working class rock and roll. Brand new release came out was an issue of Hector. Came out in 72, 73, had 2 singles, and a beautiful record out of Italy on Radiation Records came out, and it's really well done. And these are like working class guys doing their glam rock thing, but totally soccer hooligans, Bubba Boys. And it's a beautiful record. And they put out 2 singles. And the record, side 2's got demos and live. Really, they only have 2 singles and 1 other song. But a beautiful package, and the singles are so good. The track Wired Up is killer. But worth it for the package alone. But I do know the label Just Add Water is reissuing the 2 singles, so you could get those. And I bought a reissue, which is now hard to get, of Wired Up from 2012. It came with this, or you bought the book, and the single came with the book called Wired Up. And this is basically the stuff I dig, is glam rock, proto-punk, and some bubblegum, the heavier bubblegum. And it's a beautiful book. Killer single. There's only so much glam rock, so it's very collectible, but this is a beautiful book. I gotta give hats off to Eric Bauer at High Defamation TV, who turned me on to this record. Just came out last year. Bootboy Discotheque, 14 Bubba Rock Bruises, 69 to 79. And I've been collecting glam for a while and Bootboy stuff, and I don't know one track on this comp, which is kind of odd because a lot of things have been comped. It's absolute killer. This is a 10-star record, Bootboy Discotheque. Couldn't recommend this one enough. And when I pulled the trigger on that, I also got these. I knew about these, but is Knuckle Girls, which is a great title. 14 Bubba Bird Blitzes from the Sequin Sisters, tough enough to rumble with any mister. And it's tough chick glam rock and roll from the mid-70s. Not 100% solid, but there's some absolute killers on here. And there's also a volume 2, which I don't have. And the third one, which is also great, is Sharpies. This would be the Australian aggro bands, Bootboy bands from the mid-70s. And it's a good comp, a really good comp, but I have most of the songs on here. So there's some of the bands. Hush, Skyhooks, John Paul Young, Colored Balls, Marcus Hook Band. But great Australian comp of tough boy rock and roll from the mid-70s. But if you don't have it, this is highly recommended. We'll put on this is a single we just got called Ronnie Jack Motor Riding. Killer. love this stuff. It's like the glam rock ties in with the skinhead and the tough guy, soccer hooligan stuff. And that's like early Slade when they were kind of a skinhead band. It ties in, I just grabbed the other day, like I got a bootleg of Cockspara's first album, which really never came out. They were signed to Decca, did 2 singles, Cockspara, before they became like the skinhead oi band. They were around before punk rock, cut 2 singles in '77, and Decca released an album, dropped them, but released 1 album, limited qualities only in Spain, and this is a bootleg of the first album. And if you listen to this, a lot of glam rock influences, status quo, boogie rock, just hard rock, and just street rock and roll of tough working class guys. And it's very similar to Slade and half the stuff we're listening to. Really one of my favorite bands, Cockspara. And actually I can show you The Juke is another band that was a crossover between glam rock and skinheads. And this is their EP on Chiswick. They put out some singles before this. But the guys in here were in like John's Children and Jet, which was a glam rock band. John's Children was Mark Bolan's first band. But it all ties in from glam rock to like soccer hooligans to skinheads. And this is a very early, I think it was put out by the band. I got this years and years ago, a CD of all their stuff. This is not, I don't think it's listed anywhere. This was very limited, but we were lucky to get this. Trevor White, this is a reissue. He was in Juke. This is his tracks from that Bootboy era. And there's a Trevor White, Crazy Kids. There's an original. Also have a great book if you want to read about that era of but all about the Juke and the hooligan era. Here's another proto-punk, like street punk band in the mid-70s. 1974 was the Hammersmith Gorillas. I talked about them before, but I just grabbed a reissue from 1977, France, cashing in on the old street, like Bootboy stuff, and calling it punk rock to sell to the punk rockers in 77. Originally came out in 74. So that's cool. We'll put on another. We'll put on this band called Smoke. You wouldn't know it by the way they look, but these working class guys, pretty good glam number here. I'll show you some stuff we got. Chaos down at the club, good glam one, a little poppier, but still tougher than the Bay City Rollers. Absolute killer, Ming Machine. I could probably play this one, killer. German band, more of a weird hard rock band, but this is a really good song by the Die Pooties. This one's a real stomper. Dawn, Wake Up the Sunshine, Turn Me Down. This is cool. This one I've had for years, but it wound up in the box. Probably listen, Stud Leather, Cut Loose. 10-star glam rock. Heavy Metal Kids, this would be working class hard rock, Small Faces band, kind of sounding in the 70s. This is more of a ballady tune, but this is their big hit, She's No Angel. Total working class rock and roll. Mott the Hoople, Small Faces. Killer British number by Peter D. Kelly, which sounds like a a glam rock band doing an AC/DC number, and when I looked up, even though the writing credits aren't here, it's by Vander and Young from the Easy Beats and AC/DC fame, so that's why it sounds like an AC/DC number. And actually this Hard Road, a couple people cut it. They must have been trying to get a hit. It's on that Australian comp I just showed. Great boogie rock number. I have a bunch of Slades. I already had the singles, but we bought these to get the picture sleeves, because the British ones didn't really have picture sleeves. You got to go to Europe to get the picture sleeves. There's Take Me Back Home, Wondering Why, Squeeze Me, Please Me, Kill 'Em at the Hot Club. What do we got here? Goodbye to Jane, Won't Let It Happen Again. Just nice sleeves. And these aren't big money. Because I Love You, My Life is Natural. But I eat up to Working Class Rock and Roll. Bangin' Man, one of their best singles. She Did It to Me. This is a big obvious hit, Merry Christmas Everybody, but the B-side, Don't Blame Me, one of their greatest songs. Wild. This is new, Streak. This is more rough guitar, like New York Dolls style. Killer, absolute killer. And this one I had for years, but Bang Bang Bullet, this is out and out glam rock stomper. Great, he's great. Mike Berry, this is more 50s rock and roll glam. It's not that great, but cool to have it. Let's see what we'll put on now. And besides, like, the absolute killers, a lot of these can be had for cheap money. This is the Walkers. And we're a rock and roll band. We're just a rock and roll band. UK Jones. I can't remember what this one sounds like. We take chances on them. There's Roy Wood from The Move and Wizard. This is, I think, Glamia one. This is, this is the Tartan Horde. This is, a fake band. It's Nick Lowe's fake band called the Tartan Horde. They're supposed to be like Bay City Roller fans, and they cut 2 tracks, and it's a split with another band called the Disco Brothers. But total Bay City Rollers, fake glam rock, with a whole fake blurb about them. But good one. The Faction, I think this was a Swedish band. I think this one was just alright. You take chances on them, because you never know when you're going to get a glam hit or not. What was this? French? This one was alright too, if I remember. Or maybe I have one good song. I think one track was good. This one was a stinker. This was Spain. A little glamish, too poppy. Steve Harley and Cockney Rebel, more Bowie-esque. Sebastian's a great tune, more ballady, but Cockney Rebel, great glam rock band. Oh, decent glam rock band. Mud, a little like 1950s cheesy glam rock, but Tiger Feet, Shannon Chapman tune, absolute stomper. If you like the sweet, this is like the sweet. Sensational Alex Harvey Band. Alright, a little glammy, but this track, Giddy Up a Ding Dong, the cover of Freddie Bell and the Bell Boys track is glam rock. Another 10-star glam rock two-sider, the Sensation, Black Eyed Woman, and the track Baby. Absolute 10-star killer glam. I'll put that on. And Baby, the entire lyrics are just the words baby over and over, but he phrases it so it has verses, chorus, bridge. Brilliant. Couldn't recommend this one enough. The Arrows, who did the original I Love Rock and Roll. This is Touch Too Much. This is probably their second biggest hit besides I Love Rock and Roll. I think I showed this once before. Ricky Wilde, Marty Wilde's son, I Am an Astronaut. But the B-side is a stomper. The Hertfordshire boogie, no, rock. Hertfordshire rock, if you could see that. But it's a glam rock stomper done by like a 12-year-old kid. I might have showed these. The box is kind of messed up. You got Skyhooks, the Australian band. This is a reissue. But Women in Uniform and Booba Boogie, their two best tracks. Killer glam rock. Killer just rock and roll. And Iron Maiden covered Woman in Uniform. This I've had for years. I'm getting to the end of the box. But the Trog Strange Movies. Absolute 10-star glam stomper. Let's see, maybe I'll put on the Ming, because that's new. This is great, man. Actually, it's Ning, not Ming. Killer glam rock. Some of these I had. There's T-Rex the Groover. Geordie, this would be Brian Johnson from AC/DC's band. The albums are okay, but the singles, all killer glam rock. Great. The B-side, Geordie Stomp is killer. Another one, Black Cat Woman. The Crunch. The Raw Band, this is an instrumental, kind of glammy, like Gary Glitterish, disco-y. Another cool one, Rock and Roll Children. And there's the Arrows. Let's see, did I show everything new? I think I covered everything new. Here's the Trogs. I've showed this before, but this is them in the 1979-80. Cross between punk rock and glam rock. The Trogs still doing great.